Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. I'm your worship associate, Rachel Relly. We are a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of your age, ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other and the world around us. Your presence here today is a gift that brings us closer to that understanding. We are an active community that lives its values beyond the hours of Sunday service. And I would like to call your attention to the following. The Salvation Army provides support for the homeless in Wayne County. Members of the fellowship help by ringing the bell at the Salvation Army kettle at Bueller's Milltown. Sign-ups are located on the west table in the foyer starting November 17th, today. Contact Bert Bishop with any questions. After the service, join the UUFWC Humanist Group in the large group room at 11:30. Janice Backstrom will do a presentation on the Ohio Ballot Initiative Issue 1. This presentation will be followed by questions and a discussion. Do you have plans for Thanksgiving? You are welcome to join our UU Thanksgiving potluck meal on Thursday, November 28th at 3 p.m. Simply bring a dish to share and your own table service. Sign-up sheet will be in the lobby. Next Sunday, November 24th service will include the bread communion. Folks are encouraged to bring homemade loaves of bread to share. We would greatly appreciate gluten-free and dairy-free options as well. If you have any questions, please ask Reverend Walter. Please take a look in your order of service for more information regarding events and activities taking place at the UUFWC. And if you would like to find out more about our activities, feel free to ask Karen Skubik, our membership coordinator.
Thank you, Rachel, and good morning, everybody. So one fun thing about my job is I get to greet people in the morning, and we have a bunch of visitors here today, and some people that have been here just one time, two times, some people we haven't seen in a while. So I hope the rest of you get some time to talk to some of these folks that you might not recognize, because they enrich our lives. I know Pat's talking about home, the feeling of home, and I'm curious to see or hear what you talk about, because just like a home, some people come and go. You have new people that are added to your family, and some people pass along, and I kind of feel the same here. It's just anybody new that comes in, you just add a little extra something, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you being here. And I'll be back at the back of the sanctuary after the service if anyone would like to talk to me about being a member or just getting involved or anything in general. So thank you.
Not nearly enough coffee this morning. Hello, everybody. So, I just love looking at you from up here. I haven't been up here for 9 months, so it's great. Okay. I'm not seeing real well this morning, so I may have to backtrack and straighten out the words I say, so bear with me. Can you all hear me? Oh, thank you. Okay.
Chris is gesturing to you.
Oh, Chris is? I can't see Chris. Is that good? All right, all right. This past week, I've talked to 6 people who told me they are terrified of the future, and they don't know how to be safe in this frightening world. They also don't know who is a safe person to talk to. One of these people I talked with said, my child is a tran, and she is so terrified that she's moving to Mexico, and I won't be able to see her. She said, my heart is broken, and I don't know who I could talk to, because in my neighborhood, there were mostly red signs out in the yard. So I told her about blue bracelets. Do any of y'all know about blue bracelets? Oh, there's one. Yeah. It's a movement that started on social media, probably out west, and it's making its way this way. I'm not sure, but California seems to do everything first. The idea is that if you voted for Kamala, you wear a blue friendship bracelet all the time. And that bracelet will let people know without having to say anything that you are a safe place to talk. So people can come to you. And my bracelets aren't in yet, but I've ordered several, so if you can't find any, I'll have extras, okay? I hope that you're willing to consider wearing these. It does kind of put you out there, you know, so, but I hope you'll consider it. We're going to talk about sanctuary today, which I like to call home. A place to be safe, a place of refuge from our storms. Come, let us worship together.
Our chalice lighting this morning is Hug of War by Shel Silverstein. I will not play tug of war. I'd rather play hug of war, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins and everyone cuddles and everyone wins. Let us now rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn, Winds Be Still. The music can be found in the gray hymnal number 83.
Good morning. I would like to invite anyone who would like to get closer to the story to come on up, but especially children and youth. Come keep me company. Good morning. I think you dropped a stick of gum, Hawthorne. Is that yours? All right, there you go. All right, good morning, everybody. I saw a glimmer of sunlight this morning, and I got so excited because the gray skies, I'm over it. I think you guys brought the sun. Did you bring it? No. I'm saying you did. Good morning, good morning. Is anyone interested in checking out what is in the Wonder Box today? Let's see. Let's give you a shot. I think it's been a while for you. Let's see what we have today. Wonder what we have.
It's called the Wonder Box.
It does. It makes me wonder, right?
And umbrella.
That's coming too. There's two things in there. What do we have?
We have a
Ooh, a scroll with a really big word. Do you want to try it?
Yeah. Sand cut your.
That is an amazing sounding out of that word. Let's see. How about you and Hawthorne? Sanctuary, you got it. Can you and Hawthorne hold that up? Stand up so everyone can see our scroll. Well done, guys. Thank you. Can we turn? Let's see what we can do here. Sanctuary. Thank you so much, guys. All right, we have a word sanctuary and we have an umbrella. Thanks, you can lay that here. So today in the service, they're going to be talking about the word sanctuary. And that's a word I've heard a lot in some different ways, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. Has anyone ever heard the word sanctuary? You have? Okay. Can anyone describe what it is or what it means? Does anyone want to try? Ian, you want to try? Yes.
Oh, I was just waving.
Just waving. Okay. All right. All right. Don't want you to feel left out, Ian. So this room is called a sanctuary. So it can be a sacred place, right? A sacred place, a church, a holy place. The word sanctuary can also mean a place of safety. There are sanctuaries for people who need help, maybe refugees who need a place to stay. That would be a sanctuary. Have you ever heard of an animal sanctuary or a bird sanctuary?
Huh?
Yeah, that's a safe place for animals that need extra help, extra care to live. So a sanctuary can mean a place of safety or a sacred place. So the story today is called the Umbrella Sanctuary, which is why I have this umbrella here. And thank you, Joe Harper, for loaning me this beautiful umbrella. And she even gave me a demonstration. And let's see if I can remember. Do I just push the button, Joe? Count me down. 3, 2, 1. I love it. I love it. It is a rainbow. So the story today, I have two parts that I will need everyone's help with. When in the story I say the word boom, I need you to say boom really loud. Ready? Let's practice. Boom. Boom. Okay. I had too much coffee. That startled me a little bit. Okay. And sometimes I will say the word sanctuary. And when I do that, we're going to say that one softly. So let's practice. Sanctuary. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who was caught outside in a sudden heavy rainstorm. She ran inside to the nearest store to wait out the rainstorm. And as soon as she closed the door, a bright flash and a loud boom, of thunder followed. That was pretty good. I was going to make you do it again. I had a note here, make sure they do it again, but you did really well. The little girl knew that she would be stuck in that store for quite a while in this big storm, and she started to look around at some of the items in the store when the shopkeeper appeared. The shopkeeper was the oldest woman the little girl had ever seen. Her beautiful hair was white as snow, and her wise face was very wrinkled. The little girl was brave enough to admit she was a little scared of the rainstorm and a little bit of the shopkeeper. "Young woman," said the shopkeeper, "can I help you with something?" And the little girl just pointed outside. She was too afraid to talk. "Ah," said the old shopkeeper, "did you run in here to escape the rain?" The little girl nodded slowly as another loud boom of thunder shook the store. "Well, you can wait here if you would like," said the little woman, "in my little sanctuary." It feels good to say that. It makes me feel calm. "We've got a sturdy roof over our heads, and it will keep you safe and dry." The little girl appreciated the offer, but she really needed to get back on her way, and the old shopkeep could tell she was hesitating. "Or," said the shopkeep, "you could head back outside with this." And what do you think she pulled out? An umbrella. "Take this umbrella," said the old shopkeep. "I don't know why it's raining, but I do know that you can keep dry under this portable sanctuary." One more time, sanctuary. The little girl beamed, but then stopped in her tracks. "I don't have any money to give you," she said. The old shopkeep waved her off. "No worries, little girl. Just be sure to offer the umbrella to someone else when they need it." The little girl accepted the umbrella, headed back outside, opened it up, and went on her way. She was happy and dry. She started skipping down the street and was perfectly happy when she saw a man wearing a suit, trying to keep dry with a newspaper. Not as good as an umbrella. Over his head, she heard another loud boom. Boom! And the newspaper began to disintegrate under the heavy rain. She skipped over to the man in the suit and held the umbrella up as high as she could. "Well, thank you," said the man. Remembering the words from the old shopkeep, the little girl told the man, "I don't know why it's raining so hard, but I do know that you can keep dry with me under this portable sanctuary. The man smiled in relief. Can you hold that up for me? My arm is getting tired. I don't have the muscle strength you do. There you go. Okay. The man smiled in relief. He had been having a really rough day. You see, he was wearing a suit because he was on his way to a job interview. And it was a really important interview because he had been without work for a long time. He couldn't afford a car. This was a very important interview. And when it started to rain, he cursed his luck. He knew he would make a bad impression showing up to his interview soaking wet. The little girl spotted her family across the street. "Here, take the umbrella with you," she said to the man. "I see my family right over there." "Oh, I couldn't take your umbrella," he said. But the little girl said, "I am letting you hold my portable sanctuary." The man couldn't believe how nice the little girl was. He knew he had to hurry, though, because it was almost time for his important interview. Another boom of thunder caused him to start running. Well, I can tell you that the man got that job that he interviewed for. And soon enough, he was able to afford a few umbrellas of his own. And whenever it would rain, he brought not only his umbrella that the little girl had given him, he would bring 2 more small umbrellas to give away to people who were stuck outside in the rain, to offer them some sanctuary. "I don't know why it's raining," he would tell people, "but I do know that this portable sanctuary will help keep you dry." And soon everyone in town had an umbrella that they would take with them everywhere they went. And if the townspeople passed someone without an umbrella, they would give up their own umbrella and pass on the words, now known by the entire town. And maybe you know the words now too. "I don't know why it's raining, but I do know that you can keep dry under this portable sanctuary." I think there are places that are sanctuaries, and I think of our fellowship here like this big umbrella. Is this a place that you feel safe to come when it's raining super hard?
Yes.
I hope so. What did you think of that story? Any thoughts, Hawthorne? No. Hawthorne is out of thoughts. Mom, get on it. Thank you. I hope you find our fellowship here a place of sanctuary where you can get out of the rain and the hard times. Thank you. We will now sing the children off to classes.
Kelly does good stories, doesn't she? I love her stories. This is a time for a moment of silence, silent meditation. So if you will sit up nice and tall, put your feet on the floor, put your hands in your lap, and maybe close your eyes. Big, deep breath. That was a really big breath. This is usually a time when we talk about the joys and sorrows of the past week. But I didn't get handed any joys and sorrows, which it's a good thing we don't have any sorrows. Do we have any that were missed? No? Okay, good. I have a joy to share with you. my son, my youngest son, when his father took his own life, my son developed a drug addiction. And it was serious. It was heavy, heavy drug addiction. And because I'm a counselor, I knew not to scold him, not to cajole him into stop using those things. I just loved him more. And then I prayed every day that God would create a spiritual hunger in that young man that just couldn't be assuaged. And I can tell you that I got a call last week, and my son is going to go to seminary, and he's going to become a minister. I think that's a joy. Do you think so? Yeah, I'm playing with this thing here. Okay, so usually Walter goes over to the table, and if you have a sorrow, if you have a joy, you can go over there and put a stone in the water. Put that sorrow on the stone. Put your joy on the stone and put it in the water. And Sue is here. And Sue, part of our pastoral care team, will be over there to hug you, to help you. So, while we sing our song, it has been said that faith without work is dead, as within our community and beyond these walls. All donations collected today that are not specifically marked otherwise will be split with the Immigration Worker Project, IWP. IWP was founded in 1998 to address the needs of the farm worker and rural migrant communities in Ohio. The offering will now be collected and gratefully received.
so fun. Thank you. Please join me in the unison reading. The words are on the screen. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others. Our reading today is God of All, Spirit of Hope, from Nancy McDonald Ladd. God of all, Spirit of hope, help us to remember that, though we have fallen short, though we have broken our vows, though we have sinned in what we have done and in what we have failed to do, we are connected to you and to one another by a redeeming mutuality that both heals and demands, that gives comfort amid the holy agitation of our days. Help us to see one another, really see one another's pressing hurt and uplifting joy, and to answer those joys and those sorrows with every tool of transformation. Together, may we be both knowing and known, seen and believed, companions on the journey, created, imperfect, and committed. May it be so. Amen.
So, am I on? Can you hear me? Yes? So, as many of you know, I'm terrified by microphones, and I rarely sing in public. This song, sorry, here we go. I get nervous, I get welled up. So this song has been really on my heart, and I asked Pat if maybe I could share it with you today. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me sprigs of rosemary? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. This one knocked me to the ground. This one dropped me to my knees. I should have seen it coming, but it surprised me. Will you be my refuge, my haven in the storm? Will you keep the embers warm when my fire's all but gone? Will you remember and bring me cups of ginger tea? Be my sanctuary till I can carry on, carry on, carry on. In a state of true believers, on streets called us and them, it's gonna take some time till the world feels safe again. circle of friends, in a quiet grove of trees, or between two bookends. I will be your refuge, your haven in the storm. I will keep the embers warm when your fire's all but gone, and I'll remember and bring you sprigs of rosemary. I'll be your sanctuary till you can carry on, carry on, carry on.
Sharon, that was beautiful. I just want you to know. She didn't want to do it. I didn't convince her. The Spirit convinced her. That's what she told me anyway. Right, Sharon? Yeah. You want me to leave you alone now, don't you? I love her. Well, a dear friend of mine once told me about losing her very best friend to cancer. This has been about 10 or 12 years ago, I think. And I asked, well, what was special enough about that friend that she had the honor of being your best friend? And she responded, sobbing, and she said, every time I walked into her house, I was home. Didn't matter if I was invited or not. Didn't matter if she was busy doing some kind of housework. Didn't matter if it was day or night. She would put on a pot of coffee, and we would sit and talk and talk and talk. And gradually, I could tell I was relaxing. I was feeling safe. I miss her so much, said my friend. I want to suggest to you today that with the deepest respect, it seems like this might be our time to review, perhaps revise, and maybe set to work redeeming our faith's wonderful ability to change our progressive optimism, to meet the needs of those most impacted by the coming oppressive power structures of the conservative right. By the way, I'm not speaking for Reverend Clark today. He can certainly speak for himself, but he gave me the freedom to talk about, I think he said, talk something about my gut. Anyway, whatever my gut told me to say. So, can you feel it too? That sense of a new and desperate hunger for a sanctuary of safety and belonging. We're all seeking a place to lay down our burdens of loss, of uncertainty, of deep loneliness, and of unmitigated fear. How do we prepare this place to be a sanctuary for the community out there? I guess I believe that we start by taking a very deep, prayerful look inside ourselves and to let the pain have its way with us. The Buddha once said, "Hold your pain close. Let it whisper in your ear, for it is your teacher." I come from a church where we would hold days of silent prayer and meditation. The church building was open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and people were welcome to come in and sit as long as they wanted to or needed to in quiet contemplation. There was no talking on that day. Then, later, and maybe we could do this, we all come together for a day-long meeting during which we look at everything UUFWC from a new perspective, from a perspective of what do we need to add, what do we need to change in order to be more welcoming, to broaden our welcome. Yeah. Take a look at our buildings. The room here, our policies, our committees, all 67 of them. Okay, that was supposed to be a joke, sorry. I'm so sorry. Our services, and most especially our gaps. What's missing? What do we need more of here in UUFWC that would make us more welcoming, more helpful, would make us safe, would make us a home, a sanctuary for those people who are struggling perhaps with the rising costs in grocery stores. Could we put in a food pantry? I don't know. We could talk about it. Could we put comfortable furniture groupings in the lobbies, both of them, this one right out here and the one in the back, so people could sit and talk longer? I don't know. Would our greeters, sorry Cheryl, wherever you are, would our greeters possibly volunteer an extra few hours in a visitor's first month to sort of adopt them, feed them, find out what they fear, find out what they need, and then get those things for them? By the way, I've talked with several congregants here in the last few years about similar ideas that I had, and here's what I was told. Go to Karen with that, it's a membership issue. Or talk to Gail or Juan, they're everything facilities. And I just wonder if, for one day, we could dispense with our committee speak and do that day of prayer where we delve deeply into our hearts and souls and mind and get really creative. I'm visioning, I don't know what they're called, those huge Post-it notes. You know, they're like billboard size or something. And you do a walkabout, so you have them everywhere in the building, and then there's a topic at the top. What are some gaps here at UUFWC? What more could we do to make people feel at home, welcome? So that's what I'm visioning. I'd like to know what this congregation, here we go. I'd like to know what this congregation thinks about prayer. Is that a no-no here? I found an article titled Unitarian Universalist Views on Prayer. There were several interesting perspectives there. The one that seemed to sort of jump out the most was, I like to have a conversation with the universe. That's a UU way of talking about prayer, right? Oh, and are you at all comfortable talking about God? Here's my point of view on that topic. I have to tell you, and I'm sorry to have to tell you, because I don't want to bring you down, but I came out of a miserable childhood. Absolutely miserable. Physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, abandonment, constantly being moved from here to there to here. The big question was, what are we going to do with Patty Jo? At the age of 12, I was placed into foster care in Springfield, Ohio. Nobody was eating pets when I was there. It was all new. It was all scary. I had never ridden a school bus, but I had to. And I would sit with this wonderful family at dinner and afterwards, and I just would feel so lonely because it was a wonderful family, but it wasn't my family, right? So, yeah. That was when I turned 12. And when I was 14, my foster family took me to my first Good Friday service at the Lutheran Church, which we attended. And I have to tell you, my heart broke open as I watched these big, strong men carry a heavy 8 to 10 foot cross down the center aisle to the chancel. It was totally wrapped in black gauze. I wasn't the same after that service. For the next 30 years, I studied Christianity. The big daddies, like Martin Luther, Thomas Merton, Matthew Fox, Paul Tillich, and some of the mystics, like Hildegard of Bingen from the 12th century. Then I began to branch out into Eastern religions, primarily Buddhism. And are there any scientists here today? 2? Be kind, okay? I studied just enough quantum physics to be dangerous. I read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. I learned that energy cannot be destroyed. That fact thrilled me. And most importantly, I learned that there is something called deliberate creation, which is our birthright, and which allows us to move beyond the framework in which we consider the world as being reality, as being senior to ourselves. And I learned that deliberate creation informed our spirituality and the longing we feel to move beyond the dualistic, oppressive world we believe we're living in. The shift from believing we are navigating an external reality, an external world, to understanding that we are creating our own interpretation of the world. It frees us to express those deep desires we all have, to be joyful, to be whole, to be weird, and to be free. See, I had some early issues with Christianity. I was in a Christian church until 2008, I think. I had an issue with a lot of what's in the Bible, with some of the prayers that my church required us to say every week. And I had an issue with Jesus. I once told my minister that I just didn't know what to do with Jesus. She said, you know, I didn't either. Until finally, in seminary, I decided to think of him as my brother. And that worked. She was creating her own reality, her own spirituality. So I finally made a stew, and I put all my favorite ideas, quotes, scriptures, philosophies, prayers in the pot. And voila, there was my faith. There was my spirituality, my home. Not for anybody else. It was mine. I created it because I can. I say all that to say this. I did not leave organized religion because of the doctrines. I'd left those way before that. I left because of some of the people, unfortunately, and the rules. I was an elder in my last church, and I was scolded because I wasn't really praying well over the wine at communion. I was praying what was in my heart to say that day. So I came here, drawn by the freedom of expression here and the friendliness, and I stayed. But friends, sometimes I have missed those Christian parts of my stew because they were paramount parts of my spirituality to begin with. So I miss the music sometimes. I guess I missed the sermons. I was trying to think. I missed the sermon. There were a couple sermons that really touched me. It all felt so new here. Here's that new theme again from when I went to foster care and when I came here. And here's something for you to consider if you're so inclined. Over the last 7 years, I've watched visitors come to a service, or 2, or 3, and then disappear. Not all of them, certainly not all of them, but some of them. And I wondered, were they also missing parts of their lifelong visioning, lifelong understanding of religion, of love, of forgiveness and prayer and God? I don't know. But it might be worth finding out, because there are people who are broken today, broken by fear, by anger, by depression, sadness, longing for a home. So what do you think? Have I said anything that's fit to print? Will you maybe ponder some of these words? Think about how we can offer a compassionate sanctuary, a spiritual home to the broken, to the fearful, and to the angry. May it be so. Amen.
It's okay. Let us now rise and body your spirit as we sing our closing hymn, Blue Boat Home, number 1064 in the Teal Hymnal.
No, we
Is this on, Chris? Okay. I'm going to walk during the benediction because I just have to get closer to y'all. That's all it is. Could you stand and could you go to somebody and say, may you walk in peace and hope this week?